Hello and welcome live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Gautam Roy, and coming up in the next hour, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi meditates at the place where the Ram Setu originates in the state of Tamil Nadu, a day ahead of the consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya on Monday. The ritual of bathing of the Ram Lala idol with medicated holy water carried in 114 urns from different pilgrimage places completed. Other rituals including a parikrama of the deity also carried out. Donald Trump is ahead of his closest rival Nikki Haley by more than double digits in a latest poll in the race for the New Hampshire Republican presidential primary on Tuesday. And world number 2 men's doubles pair Chirag Shetty and Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy lose 15-21, 21-11 and 21-18 to South Korea's Kang Min Hyuk and Seo Seung Jae in the men's doubles final of the Indian Open Super 750. Time now to begin the show with the latest updates related to the consecration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya tomorrow. Now from Panchavati in Maharashtra to Lipakshi in Andhra Pradesh, here is a look at India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's temple visits in 4 states ahead of the consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Now this has traced the trail and sequence of events connected with Lord Ram in the epic Ramayana. Take a look.
To participate in a ceremony like the consecration, one must try to connect with the divine force within oneself. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said as he began a special ritual of 11 days on January 12th ahead of the consecration ceremony in Ayodhya scheduled for Monday. As part of this ritual or Yama Niyama, which are described as ethical guidelines in the Gita, PM Modi has been visiting temples with connection to the Ramayana. In the past 2 weeks, PM Modi has travelled from Maharashtra to Andhra Pradesh to Kerala to Tamil Nadu. Starting from Panchavati in Maharashtra, PM Modi offered prayers at the famous Kalaram temple and listened to the verses of Bhavartha Ramayana written in Marathi. According to ancient epic of the Ramayana, Ram was sent in exile for 14 years. After the 10th year of exile, Ram, along with his younger brother Lakshman and wife Sita, lived for 2.5 years on the northern bank of the Godavari near Nasik. This place is known as Panchavati. While it is not exactly known how the temple got its name, it is believed that Lord Ram killed 14,000 demons in just 1.5 minutes and therefore it is called Kala Ram. From Nashik, PM Modi travelled over 1,000 kilometers southwards to Lepakshi in Andhra Pradesh on January 16th and visited the Veerbhadra temple. During his visit, PM Modi chanted bhajans and also heard verses from the Ranganatha Ramayana, the Telugu rendition of the Ramayana. Lepakshi, which means rise or bird in Telugu, holds a special place in Ramayana. According to the epic, after Ravan kidnapped Sita and boarded the flying chariot Pushpak Viman to take her to Lanka, a mythical giant bird, Jatayu, valiantly fought the demon king and tried to stop him en route. However, Ravan slashed one of Jatayu's wings, injuring the bird grievously and fell in Lepakshi. It is here that Jatayu informed Ram that they should move southwards towards the seashore to reach Lanka. Jatayu was then granted moksha, liberation from the cycle of death and rebirth, by Lord Ram. On January 17th, PM visited the Triprayar Sri Ramaswamy temple in Thrissur, which is located on the Karuvannur river, also called the Tirva river. This temple is often referred to as the Ayodhya of the South, which showcases magnificent carvings illustrating significant events from the Ramayana. The temple is one of the 5 major shrines dedicated to Lord Ram in Kerala. This is one of the 4 temples where devotees devoted to Ram and his 3 brothers, Lakshman, Shatrughna and Bharat, during the month of Karkidakam, also known as the month of Ramayana. In this temple, the figure of Lord Ram has 4 arms bearing a conch, a chakra or discus, a bow and a garland. The next stop for PM Modi was Sri Ranganatha Swami Temple in Sri Rangam in Tamil Nadu's Trichy on January 20, coinciding with the sequence of PM Modi's temple visits and the events in the epic. The temple is also related to the Ramayana and finds mention after Lord Ram had slayed Ravan. Legend has it that Lord Ram gave Ravan's brother Vibhishan his own dynasty's Aradhan Murti, an idol of the reclining Vishnu, in a sign of gratitude for helping him during the Lanka war. When Vibhishan was passing through Tiruchirappalli, he decided to take a bath in the Kaveri river and perform his daily worship. He gave the idol to a local boy whom he met on the banks of the river. Legend has it that the boy was Ganesh, and it was a conspiracy to not let the idol leave Indian soil. When Vibhishan returned after performing his rituals, he saw the idol on the ground, where it remains permanently fixed to this day. The idol was discovered thousands of years later by a king of the Chola dynasty who established the Sri Ranganatha Swami temple. PM Modi moved to the popular pilgrimage destination Rameshwaram. Here PM Modi visited the famous Arulmigu Ramanatha Swami temple, one of the Char Dhams. It is believed that while Lord Ram was returning to India from Lanka, he wanted to atone the sin of killing a Brahmin. Then Lord Shiva advised him to make a shivling, the symbolic depiction of Lord Shiva, and perform his rituals. Lord Ram then sent Hanuman to Mount Kailash to find a shivling. However, Hanuman did not return on time, and Sita used sand from the seashore to build a shivling. Modi's final stop was at Sri Kothandarama Swami Temple in Dhanushkoti, an abandoned town at the southeastern tip of Pamban island of Tamil Nadu, on Sunday. The Prime Minister also visited Arichal Munai, which is said to be the place from where the Ram Setu was built. The name Kothandarama means Ram with the bow. It is said that this is where Vibhishan first met Sri Ram and asked him for refuge. It is also believed that Vibhishan's coronation was held at this place. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's decision to adopt an austere lifestyle reflects his dedication and reverence towards the temple consecration. With Bureau Inputs, Anita Raj, DD India.
And the Prime Minister also visited the southern point of Tamil Nadu, Arichal Munai near Dhanushkodi on Sunday. Hindu mythology tells us that Arichal Munai is the place from where the Ram Setu was built and Lord Ram began his journey to Lanka. Lord Ram took the vow to defeat Ravan from Arichal Munai. He and his legion then built the Ram Setu to reach Sri Lanka and bring back Sita Maya. This holy soil from where he proceeded to Lanka is a symbol of Bharat's resilience and ability to win over any challenge. Arichal Munai, also known as Cape Comorin or Kanyakumari Point, is a historical and geographically important area in the southernmost tip of the Indian mainland in the state of Tamil Nadu. Ahead of the consecration ceremony at the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, Prime Minister Modi is visiting, as we just mentioned, several temples across India. He has visited Kalaram Temple in Maharashtra, the Triprayar Ramaswamy Temple in Kerala, and now the shrines in Tamil Nadu. And the PM also performed Yogasan at the origin point of Ram Setu, the Arichal Munai Point in Dhanushkodi, Tamil Nadu. And if you talk about what's been happening at the ground, preparations for the consecration of the Ram temple at Ayodhya have been reaching their final stages. The 51-inch idol of Lord Ram set to be consecrated on the 22nd of January, I beg your pardon. Today is the 6th day of the consecration ceremony. The idol of Lord Ram was bathed with holy medicated water from 114 hours in the North Indian city of Ayodhya. The ceremonies are underway and will continue till late evening on Sunday. A parikrama, that is a clockwise encirclement of the divine entities, took place with an idol of Lord Ram today. Also, an all-night devotional program has begun and will be on from midnight today as well. The rituals are being performed with various flowers procured from many places, including Indian cities like Chennai and Pune. The process of consecration rituals started from the Saryu River in the afternoon of the 16th of January, and the idol of Lord Ram arrived in the temple premises on the 17th. The ritual of consecration will be completed on Monday afternoon. And Ayodhya's Ram temple lit up and was decorated beautifully ahead of the Ram temple consecration ceremony in the city, in the holy city tomorrow. You can see how well it's lit up with these dazzling lights, multicolored lights, and even the bank of the Saryu River, even after sundown in the dark, was well lit up and packed with people as well. And ahead of the Ram temple consecration ceremony on Monday, India's space agency ISRO released pictures of the Ram temple and Ayodhya railway station from space. Ayodhya's Maharishi Valmiki International Airport, which has been formally notified as an international airport by India's Civil Aviation Ministry, is expected to handle more than 100 chartered flights between Sunday and Monday, along with scheduled arrivals and departures in view of the Ram Mandir consecration on Monday. India's Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Modi, had cleared the proposal to declare the Ayodhya airport as an international airport and naming it as Maharishi Valmiki International Airport, Ayodhya Dham, on the 5th of January this year. Adding a cultural touch to the airport's identity, the airport's name, Maharishi Valmiki International Airport, Ayodhya Dham, pays homage to Maharishi Valmiki, the sage who is attributed with putting down the epic Ramayana on paper. And elevating Ayodhya Airport to international status has helped realize Ayodhya's economic potential, as it has already emerged as a major pilgrimage site. The city is expected to attract more tourists and foreign pilgrims in the days ahead. Let me now take you across to my colleague Siddharth Bhardwaj, joining us live from Ayodhya. Good evening to you, Siddharth. How are things coming along in terms of not just the rituals that I'm sure will be right now proceeding ahead? It's been a day-long process and it's been carrying on from the 16th, really, and now it must be reaching its peak, really. But what about the city itself? How's it geared up for the big event tomorrow?
Well, a very good evening to you, Gautam, and a very good evening to you from the temple town, Ayodhya. It's just a day left for the big day, the historic moment, the momentous occasion, which is there tomorrow on 22nd of January. The entire world is waiting for this occasion of the consecration of Ram temple. Here I am at the Saryu Ghat now, and the mood here in Ayodhya is electric, you know, teeming up with excitement and anticipation for the big day which is there tomorrow. People have gathered here, you know, they are getting themselves clicked, enjoying every moment, and you know, even in fact taking bath also in Saryu River in this chilly weather. You know, there's a sense of devotion in the air. You know, people are just, you know, chanting Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. You know, and the entire city of Ayodhya is covered in oranges. People are desperately waiting for the big day. They just want to witness this momentous occasion which will unfold tomorrow. The rituals, as you've just said, started from 16th and to tomorrow, and today was the last day. Tomorrow, as we all know, is Pran Pratishtha. consecration of Ram temple, for which everyone is waiting for. As the sun sets here in Ayodhya, Gautam, the entire city is covered with vibrant lights. As you can see behind me, this is the place where a light show also happens, along with music and beautiful lights. They dance along with the music which gets played here, and people gather here. They dance on the beautiful beats of religious songs, and it's a view to watch out for. So after 22nd, when Pran Pratishtha ceremony will take place, more tourist influx is expected here in the region, and people will come here to have darshan of Ram Lala. And as the tourism will increase, so will be the economy of the entire region. So all in all, like I say, it's a beautiful and a win-win situation in Ayodhya, in terms of tourists, in terms of economy, in terms of how this town has developed over the time, and it will continue to be for years to come now, Gautam.
Well, definitely, Siddharth. Thanks for joining us ahead of the big event, perhaps the spiritual event of the century as far as the faithful are concerned, who believe in Lord Ram and propitiate to him. And coming up on DD India News Hour next, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is on a 3-day visit to Nigeria. Donald Trump is ahead of closest rival Nikki Haley by more than double digits in a latest poll in the New Hampshire Republican presidential primary race. And American troops sustained minor injuries in an attack on Iraq's Ain al-Assad air base. Is it another sign of spreading Israel-Hamas conflict?
गगन निशान पुर नर नारी सनाथ करी भवन चले भगवान हर्षित मन है, हर्षित आँखें, हर्षित धड़कन, हर्षित सांसें, हर्षित मन है, हर्षित आँखें, हर्षित धड़कन, हर्षित सांसें, ये वन उपवन हर्षाए हैं, ये धरा गगन हर्षाए हैं, जल अगन पवन हर्षाए हैं। श्री राम अयोध्या आए हैं, श्री राम अयोध्या आए हैं, श्री राम अयोध्या आए हैं, श्री राम अयोध्या आए हैं। जय सिया राम सिया राम सिया राम, धवन चले भगवान। जय सिया राम सिया राम सिया राम, धवन चले भगवान। जय सिया राम सिया राम सिया राम, धवन चले भगवान।
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, on the eve of the consecration ceremony of Lord Ram in the Indian city of Ayodhya, the maternal home of Goddess Sita at Janakpur is waiting with fanfare. It's organizing a slew of events in Madhesh province of Nepal. Earlier, in a gesture of devotion, around 500 followers of Lord Ram came from Janakpur Dham, Ram Janki temple in Nepal to Ayodhya in India. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad orchestrated or organized a Bharat Yatra, which was a vibrant procession from Janakpur to Ayodhya. Their convoy carried over 3,000 unique gifts for Lord Ram and Goddess Sita. New Zealand also embraced the spiritual atmosphere on the eve of Ayodhya Ram Mandir's consecration ceremony. Indian Minorities Foundation brought sacred idols of Lord Ram and Goddess Sita, captivating the Indian diaspora at Bharatiya Mandir, Auckland, and Eden Park's Outer Oval. Devotees moved to tears, witnessed the sacred event, bridging the distance of a 13,000-kilometer journey from India.
Jai Shri Ram to the entire Bharat, and what a wonderful celebration of a monument that will last 1,000 years. Congratulate everybody in India, including and especially Mr. Modi for his leadership that has made this construction possible after 500 years.
Congratulations to the Prime Minister Modi on the inauguration of Ram Mandir after 500 years. And I'd like to congratulate all of the Bharat on this amazing मंदिर।
मैं भारतवर्ष के प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कहना चाहती हूँ, जिनकी प्रेरणा से ये सब कार्य यहाँ हुआ।
जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम। Thank you so much, Modi ji, for giving us this honor. It's like a dream come true. Never thought that we will experience this. Like Auckland में रह के इतने सारे लोगों के बीच श्री राम जी का स्वागत करने का जो प्रिविलेज मिल रहा है, वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपके वजह से।
न्यूजीलैंड जय श्री राम,
जय जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम।
Yagyas, ritualistic prayers, rallies, all sorts of events are being organized in various parts of the world ahead of the consecration ceremony in Ayodhya. In Houston City in the US, a lot of Yagyas, car rallies were taking place since the 19th. One such car rally was seen on the roads with vibrant flags and people chanting, "Hail Lord Ram." Across the US, there have been various events dedicated to Lord Ram these past few days. And preparations for the consecration of the Ram temple in Ayodhya are now almost complete. Even before this, many countries like India, America, Britain, Australia, Nepal, Indonesia and Thailand have also been colored in the spiritual hues. A huge Lord Ram car rally was taken out today in San Francisco in the US. More than 1,000 cars participated in it at the Golden Gate Bridge. The sky reverberated with the chants of "Hail Lord Ram." And before the consecration of the temple, the entire world seems to have become immersed in the spirit of Ram or Rammai. Presentations and glimpses from temples around the country and abroad are coming to light. Here are glimpses of a Bhajan Sandhya organized at the Fremont Hindu temple in California. And the Slow Hindu temple in the UK has been abuzz with the preparations for the upcoming Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya. Members of the Indian diaspora have been busy preparing laddus to distribute among devotees, while the idols of Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman and Mata Sita have been adorned with new dresses brought from India. The temple is set to celebrate this auspicious event with great fervour and devotion. And in another show of devotion towards Lord Ram, a singer from Hungary sang bhajans in his lovely voice. Another proof that Lord Ram exists beyond human barriers of place, language and ethnicity. Well, excitement has been soaring as invitees from across the globe have started reaching Ayodhya. The invitees from US have reached Ayodhya. The joy is evident and palpable as they express themselves. Here's what the devotees had to say. Take a look.
Well, we are very excited. Many years of our wish and efforts to try to have a Ram Mandir at the birthplace of Lord Rama is coming to fruition, and we are excited about it, and that's why we are making the pilgrimage to Ayodhya and get the blessings of Jai Shri Ram.
हमें भाव व्यक्त करने लायक ऐसा कोई भाव नहीं जो हम व्यक्त कर सकें। जिस चीज का हम इतने सालों से इतने समय से इंतजार कर रहे थे वो आज हो रहा है। जो हमारी इतनी जनरेशंस को देखने को नहीं मिला वो आज हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, वो मौका मिल रहा है। हम इसके लिए जा रहे हैं और हम बहुत उत्साहित हैं जाने के लिए।
Ahead of the consecration ceremony in Ayodhya, a number of personalities have started descending at the holy city. DD India's Meghna Dev has spoken to India's sporting legend and president of Indian Olympic Association, P.T. Usha.
We are joined in by PT Usha, who is here in Ayodhya for the consecration ceremony to be held on 22nd of January. We are just a few hours away from the event. What's the feeling?
I'm very happy to witness the Pran Pradishta Karma tomorrow, and very happy and lucky to be here.
You are here on the banks of Saryu River. It's just a stroll around the city.
Yeah, because I just want to see because so many things when I was in small, so many story I know that, but I wanted to see all those things, and then I'm so happy that there people of everywhere. I think all over country people are coming and seeing all those things, and they are like my whole soul there, enjoying it here.
Ma'am, there is one thing that, in a sense, what are your views on tomorrow's ceremony? Because it is one of the things that people hadn't even imagined for a long time.
Yeah, people are, centuries, I think, people are waiting for it, no? So I think everybody is waiting for that only. I am also to be part of that, to wait and to witness this karma.
Okay. So a joyous occasion?
Yeah, it's joyous occasion. It's 100%.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us. Thank you.
We're just a few hours away from the Ram Mandir consecration ceremony, and the excitement is at its peak. Public broadcaster Doordarshan has made arrangements to live cast the auspicious ceremony on the entire network and also other platforms. Take a look.
As the world waits with bated breath for the 22nd of January to witness the consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple, India's public broadcaster Doordarshan is all geared up and has made elaborate arrangements to bring to you the grandeur and the divinity of the ceremony live on your television screens for the audience at home and across the globe. Prasar Bharati and Doordarshan have deployed about 50 ultra-high-definition cameras in the temple complex and for the consecration ceremony. In these ultra-high-definition cameras, PTZ cameras, mini cameras, DSLR cameras and RF cameras are also being used. To bring the beauty and divine view of the temple on your television screens, many jimmy jibs have also been deployed. As the clock strikes the auspicious time of the consecration ceremony of Lord Ram, the special ultra-high-definition cameras are sure to bring to you every step of the ceremony being performed by priests and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prasar Bharati and Doordarshan have laid down a network of optical fiber so that the high-definition signals enable seamless, high-quality and uninterrupted broadcast. The event will also be broadcast live on social media platforms. Besides this, arrangements have been made by DD News to continue the broadcast of its special program from the banks of River Saryu. With a production control room to monitor all developments, a big team of reporters and camera persons is also deployed to constantly bring updates, stories and mesmerizing visuals from the holy city of Ayodhya. Meghna Dev's report, DD India.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is on a 3-day visit to Nigeria. He will co-chair the 6th India-Nigeria Joint Commission meeting with his counterpart and meet with other leaders. Dr. Jaishankar will also inaugurate the 3rd edition of the Nigeria-India Business Council meeting, deliver a speech at the Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, interact with CII business delegates and inaugurate the bust of Mahatma Gandhi. He'll also chair the regional conference of Indian heads of missions. India and Nigeria have traditionally enjoyed close and friendly relations. This is the External Affairs Minister's first visit to Nigeria, which will further consolidate bilateral relations between the two nations. The Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza is no longer about Israel and Hamas alone. Iran's proxies have stepped up their attacks on US military positions in Iraq. International pressure for a ceasefire is mounting even among non-aligned countries. However, Israeli forces continue to find a labyrinth of tunnels where Israelis were once held hostage. Meher Mercury's deep dive gives us a 360-degree view of what's been happening on the ground.
The latest Israel-Hamas conflict is their longest, bloodiest and most destructive yet. The battle still continues to rage with no end in sight. On Sunday, Israeli forces confirmed they had targeted a building in central Gaza Strip where several Hamas operatives were preparing to ambush troops. In southern Gaza, the Israeli army uncovered a tunnel claiming it contained crammed cells where Hamas held about 20 Israeli hostages.
במסגרת הלחימה בח'אן יונס,
the tunnel was rigged with explosives and blast doors designed to protect the terrorists and prevent the finding of our hostages. Of course, when we reached inside this tunnel, there were no hostages, but hostages were held there in the past.
The conflict has led to a regional spillover. On Saturday, US personnel sustained minor injuries in an attack on Iraq's Ain al-Assad airbase. This comes as the US military claims to have been attacked 58 times in Iraq and 83 times in Syria by Iran-backed militants using rockets and one-way attack drones. Meanwhile, just hours after an Israeli missile strike killed 5 Iranian Revolutionary Guards in Syria, Iran's president on Saturday vowed to retaliate against Israel for the attack. On the other hand, international pressure for a ceasefire is mounting, as highlighted during the recently concluded Non-Aligned Movement Summit.
I will not relent in my call for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire and the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. And we must do all we can to prevent spillover of this conflict across the region, in the West Bank, across the blue line between Israel and Lebanon, and in Syria, Iraq and the Red Sea.
The hostage crisis has kept Israelis on tenterhooks. With pain etched in their eyes, these friends and relatives of Israeli hostages held in Gaza gathered in Tel Aviv, demanding the government secure their release.
We know that they are alive, their family knows they are alive, but that was when the first hostages came back to Israel. And, you know, since then it's been almost 2 months, I think. So, you know, it's Hamas, and with Hamas you need to take their words really cautious. So all that we know is that they're alive, and it's been 106 days, too much.
The latest chapter to a decades-old conflict began after Hamas launched an unprecedented assault on Israel on the 7th of October last year, with hundreds of gunmen infiltrating communities near the Gaza Strip. About 1,200 people were killed, while the Israeli military says more than 200 soldiers and civilians, including women and children, were taken to Gaza as hostages. Mihir Makri, DD, India.
The crucial New Hampshire primary on Tuesday will decide the fate of Trump and Haley, the two contenders for the Republican presidential nomination. According to a latest poll, Donald Trump has surged ahead of nearest rival Nikki Haley by more than double digits. Trump is at 50%, Haley 39%, and DeSantis is a distant 6%. Here's a report.
Final stretch of campaigning for the Republican presidential nomination ahead of the crucial New Hampshire primary on Tuesday saw former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and former President Donald Trump take on each other. The voters will go to the polls on Tuesday. Trump addressed a stadium full of cheering supporters in Manchester, New Hampshire, encouraging them to go to the polls on Tuesday when the primary will take place. But he also appeared to shift some of his focus to the next major nominating contest in South Carolina in late February.
This Tuesday, it is finally going to turn you away. Your voice is going to be given back. You had a voice just 3 years ago. And I believe that New Hampshire is going to speak very loudly and clearly.
Meanwhile, time is running short for former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who served as Trump's ambassador to the United Nations to topple the Republican presidential frontrunner after his victory in the Iowa caucuses underscored his dominance in the primary race. At a campaign rally in Nashua, New Hampshire on Saturday, Haley addressed issues pertaining to national security, immigration, and mental competency tests for lawmakers. Despite expressing support for Donald Trump's policies and noting that she voted for the former president twice, Haley said the U.S. would not survive a second Trump term.
I voted for Donald Trump twice. I was proud to serve America in his administration. I agree with a lot of his policies. But rightly or wrongly, chaos follows him. You know I'm right. Chaos follows him. And we can't have a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. We will not survive it.
Nikki Haley and her allies are flooding New Hampshire with campaign workers and sharpening their attacks on frontrunner Donald Trump as they angle for an upset in next week's Republican presidential primary.
Ultimately, voters in New Hampshire know that Donald Trump might not be the strongest candidate. He lost the state in 2016 and 2020. And in fact, when Joe Biden was nominated in 2016, since that point in time, Republicans have lost all 11 federal races since then. And this is a state that usually sends Republicans to Washington. But with the influence of Donald Trump, one of the things we've seen is it makes it really hard for people down ballot to run in New Hampshire.
The desperate attempt indicates how much is at risk for Haley. She faces tremendous pressure to prevail in the Republican primary's second round, or else her already slim chances of winning the nominee would be lost. Bureau Report, DD India.
Let's now go back to our top story about the upcoming consecration within a few hours of the Ram temple in Ayodhya, the consecration of the idol of Ram Lalla. It's a momentous occasion. It's a spiritual event of the century, as I've been saying. And to talk about it, we have with us Sushil Kumar Saraf, President Vishwa Hindu Parishad Association, Thailand, joining us from Ayodhya. In fact, he's here in India for the consecration ceremony. Good evening to you. And we also have Amitabh Mittal, General Secretary, World Hindu Council of America. He's joining us from Chicago. Good evening to you as well. Mr. Saraf, if I could come to you first. You are there in Ayodhya. What are you seeing around you? What does that tell you about the kind of event that you're going to witness tomorrow?
Right. आपका क्वेश्चन नहीं सुना?
I was asking you that you are there in Ayodhya. You've come there from Thailand, which has a very strong connect with Lord Ram and the Ramayana as well. But what does it mean to you being there in Ayodhya just the evening ahead of the consecration ceremony?
Sushilji, is for you the question.
Yes.
You can
Yes. Okay, because I'm not able to hear also. So yeah, we just reached today itself in Ayodhya around 11 o'clock. We went around all Ayodhya and we see the Ramai of Ayodhya Nagari. I'm coming from Thailand.
I think our
so
connection...
very enjoyable, and I see this kind of utsav and yeah, connection is a little bit...
Yes, go ahead, we can hear you.
Weak, I think. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
So I see the utsav. I don't see that you have seen. Yeah, we never seen this kind of festivity in Ayodhya and everywhere in the world. And I really see that our 500 years of waiting for this moment. And
okay, we seem to be having some connectivity issues. Let me bring in Mr. Mittal, joining us from Chicago, World Hindu Council of America. Mr. Mittal, what do you make of how things are going as far as Ayodhya is concerned, and how's the fervor there in the US, where you are, in Chicago in particular?
I cannot even describe the jubilation.
Well, it seems that Mr. Mittal is also frozen. We're having some connectivity issues today.
Just yesterday, we had a car rally in San Francisco. We had over 1,000 cars in San Francisco.
Okay, let's try and connect with Mahanta Shri Ma Rajalakshmi Ji as well, Queen of Bhirkot. She's from Nepal, but she's also there in Ayodhya. Good evening to you. Mahanta Shri Ma Rajalakshmi Ji, what do you make of this event? You too have come from Nepal, which again is where Janakpur is, which is the Sasural, we can say, of Lord Ram, the Matribhumi of Ma Sita. So the connect is really strong. How many people do you think from Nepal have come for this event?
Gee, by the way, I was born in Kashi.
I see.
Then Nepal, and then I live in USA. So in 3 countries, the Mahadev ki Nagri, do Mahadev ki Nagri se, and now in Baliraja. And we have worked together, Amitabh Mittalji, and we have worked together. The fervor and the excitement in Ayodhya is Sri Ayodhya Puri, one of the first Puri. There are 7 Puris, and Ayodhya Nagari is called the Pratham Puri because Bhagwan Ram was born there. Yes, and I did have when Janak Puri, Janki Mahal, Mahant Ji, or you can say Main Pujari Ji, when he heard I was in Kathmandu, he came to our house in Kathmandu and he personally gave me Mata Sita's Vivaha Sari, Chunri, Bindi, Tika, and he offered it to me, and I was just like, besides myself, tears were flowing from my eyes, and I felt like now I must go to Ayodhya. And you won't believe I had cancelled more than 1 flight. I was not supposed to be in Ayodhya. And then I just came to Ayodhya on 10th of this month, and I've been here since then. And it's like as if Ayodhya has grabbed us. And there are many, 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 many Nepalese here, and I have met them personally. I met quite a few while I was in Kathmandu, and I had gone up to the mountains, Birkot, and up ahead, Alam Devi, many, many. So because Bhagwan Ram, they say Bhagwan Ram stole our girl, our little girl, Janki Ji, and he is Damad, son-in-law of Nepal, of Janakpur, and daily, before offering prasad, he hears Gali, daily, because that's the pratha. Damad ko gali dene ki pratha hai. So he hears Gali daily. And it's not, like bad words, but, like Mero Chori La Logyo, I mean, all kinds of Mithila. In Mithila, Mero Chori La Logyo, meaning that's Nepali. They took my daughter. So all 4 girls, G. Go ahead.
Well, my origin is from Darbhanga, so I'm pretty aware of what happens there. My grandmother's name, in fact, was Janak Dulari. God bless her, she's no more. But if I could bring in Arun Verma ji as well, President Sitaram Foundation. He's with us from Houston in the US. Good evening to you. Mr. Verma, what do you make of what's happening in terms of how this fervor has been building up, not just in India, of course, Ayodhya is the epicenter of it, but even in Houston, among other cities in the US and other countries too?
Jai Shri Ram to you, first of all. And
Jai Shri Ram.
Actually, just like in Ayodhya, Houston is another Ayodhya, becoming another Ayodhya. There are about 40 temples in Houston, and every temple is celebrating this momentous occasion which has come after 500 years. I had the privilege of living in Ayodhya from 1957 to 1960, and it had a great influence on me. Ramji is my Ishtadev, and what he has preached and in the Ram Rajya that we all talk about. I mean, it's marvelous to see the entire world rejoicing in this momentous occasion, and we are looking forward to having the Prime Minister be there and inaugurate this deities of Bhagwan Ram at the new temple in Ram Mandir, for which, as I said, we have waited for about 500 years. And we are all very, very excited. We are having lots of celebrations. There are celebrations one after the other which are happening in Houston. We also had a huge rally last Saturday, car rally, which visited all the temples. And it's really, really marvelous. We are involved in also 3 days of continuous Havan, which is happening in Houston. So all in all, it's a marvelous marvelous feeling, and we are looking forward to the event which is going to be inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi in Ayodhya very soon.
Splendid, splendid. Let me again turn to Amitabh Mittal, General Secretary, World Hindu Council of America, joining us from Chicago. Amitabh Mittal, everybody has a special connect with Ayodhya and with Lord Ram. Just tell us, in terms of tomorrow, how will you be spending the day along with the other faithfuls, those who will be chanting Jai Shri Ram and Jai Siya Ram?
Actually, our program starts today only because tomorrow is for today.
Correct, correct.
For 10 temples in area again, where several events are organized today in Chicagoland area alone. 25 temples are decked up and holding the ceremony. The devotees will 1 a.m. at night, and all the temples are directed to broadcast this live. So, the chanting of Jai Shri Ram will be reverberating from the entire planet tonight, as the
Let's now try and get across to Sushil Kumar Saraf as well, President Vishwa Hindu Parishad Association, Thailand. Mr. Saraf, you are in Ayodhya, as we had mentioned earlier. Now, in terms of the anticipation that has been building up for you, how has it been, and how are the people in Thailand looking forward to this event as well? All those who are faithfuls, who believe in Sanatan Dharma and in Lord Ram.
See, the Thailand is creating also big jubilation and festival tomorrow, and the whole day it is going on, and all template Bangkok, and we'll be celebrating with the model of a Bangkok Ram temple. And everybody is so enthusiastic for the day is for tomorrow that we can't in words, and everybody is himself feeling. Everybody is in Ayodhya. I'm on behalf of them. I'm in Ayodhya today. And I hope that everybody will be enjoying that same thing there. And we are having big thing. We have got the Prasar from Ram Temple. We have got even Akshat from Ram Temple. So we are doing.
Wonderful. Mahant Shri Maharaj Lakshmiji, if I could come to you.
We had even blood donation on the occasion.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mahant Shri Maharaj Lakshmiji, if I could come to you and just ask you, in terms of Nepal, of course you're from Bhirkot, and Janakpur has that special connection because of how it's associated with Ma Sita. But tell us about the whole of Nepal. How is it celebrating the day tomorrow? Because more than 81% of the country, in terms of percentage, there are more Hindus. There's a higher proportion of Hindus in Nepal even than in India.
Yes, it is. The Nepalese people, just like I said it to you before, they have a special connected with Bharat. It's roti beti ka rishta hai, Sanskriti ka rishta hai, and the lipi, Nepali lipi, is Devanagari lipi, which is also used in Sanskrit. So the closer you go to Sanskrit while writing Nepali literature, it's better. And Bhagwan Ram is, like I said, Damad. So they are extremely excited. There are many Nepalese camps here in Ayodhya. They have come. I have given few interviews about, I don't know how political I can be, but they have come here just to witness the Ramlala Pran Pratishtha. And they are, they are doing Yajna, they are doing Havan, they are doing Ram Nam Sankirtan, they are organizing, they are doing it all on themselves. They are staying in the tent city, which is right next to Hanuman Kila, which is one of the oldest Hanuman Mandir. And so I have met quite a few Nepali people here. And the joy, the wonders, it's like we all have been waiting since Treta Yuga and even beyond. 2 BC is, since then, Bhagwan ki puja archana has been happening. So just like all the trees and ants and animals, everyone waited for Bhagwan Ram to walk barefoot from Sri Ayodhya ji all the way to Sri Lanka. Same way, we have waited and waited for, some say 500 years, some say 700 years. I feel like we have also waited for many, many years, many lives, and we are so fortunate. And this is how Nepalese feel.
Yes.
And that's why, you know, it's like buses and truckloads of people have come here with just few blankets and few clothes in their hand, and they have come here. There is Annakshetra going from Ayodhya ji is full of 99% is Ramanandacharya. You will see that Ramanandi Tika. And I belong to that sadhu sect. The biggest sadhus are Ramanandi. Anyway, so there is Annakshet, and you will see more Gurukul, more Dharmshala, more temples in Ayodhya than any place. They may not be as grand as temples in the south, but the devotion is even greater. Let me tell you, I have heard, I mean, I have not met that Pujari ji. There are priests who are 95 years old, and I have had their darshan, and they say they were so afraid to give Bhagwan Ram even a tulsi patra in his mouth in case they touch his clothes and the clothes get destroyed, and they will not, the government will not allow fresh new clothes on Bhagwan Ram. We have seen those days, and they say we cannot forgive, we cannot forget where we have come, and that you will not believe the streets in Ayodhya. This, I have come to Ayodhya before many times because my Guruji, Barfani Dadaji, his Guru, Arjun Das Ji Maharaj, Peeth is in Ayodhya. So I have come to Ayodhya before. Coming to Ayodhya was very difficult.
Yes.
They didn't have.
Yes, but now it will be very, very easy. You can come using the road route, the air route. You can take trains. It will be a grand event tomorrow. Yes, completely memorable. I'm afraid we are completely out of time. I'll have to thank all four of you at this point. Thank you for joining us, Sushil Kumar Saraf, Mahant Shima, Rajalakshmi ji, Arun Verma, as well as Amita Mittal, to talk about what we're all waiting to happen tomorrow in just about a few hours, the consecration of the Ram Lala idol in the Ram temple in Ayodhya. And we will be getting all the developments through the course of the day, mostly live for you as well right here on DD India, so do keep tuned in for that one as well. Let's now look at some of the weather conditions that have been reported around the world as well. In India, northern states are dealing with fog and bitter cold causing flight and train delays. North America is also reeling under extreme cold wave with temperatures nearing freezing point in the US. Meanwhile, heat waves are being wreaking havoc in western parts of Australia. Take a look at this report.
Several regions across the world are experiencing extreme weather conditions, ranging from cold weather, heat wave and flood-like situations. British Met Department issued warnings for heavy rain, strong wind and possible flooding as a storm Isha approaches from the Atlantic. Rains were unsteadily at London's Heathrow Airport on Sunday. North America is also reeling under extreme cold wave with temperatures nearing freezing point in the United States. Met Department has forecast for snow, freezing rain and heavy showers in coming days. Down south in African nation Tanzania, flash floods have wreaked havoc. The East African nation has received above normal rainfall in the recent months due to the El Nino weather phenomenon. In Oceania, Australia has been sizzling under a scorching heat wave as temperatures hit 40 degrees Celsius in western part of the country. Its Met Department has issued alert for remote regions, raising risk of bushfires. India's capital, New Delhi, woke up to another chilling morning as temperature plummets to single digit, causing inconvenience to commuters. Dense fog conditions reduce visibility, resulting in traffic disruptions in New Delhi. Indian Meteorological Department forecasts moderate to dense fog conditions in coming days for North India. Sayyid Afsarul Hassan for DD India.
And in Afghanistan, a tragic plane crash has taken place in the mountains of Tobkhana. Taliban officials said on Sunday that 2 passengers were killed in a plane crash which involved a charter aircraft in the province, but they said 4 others have survived. Meanwhile, head of the Department of Information and Culture of Badakhshan, quoted by Afghanistan media, said a team has been sent to the area to investigate the incident. The aircraft was an air ambulance and was flying from Thailand to Moscow and did refueling at Gaya airport. India's Civil Aviation Ministry in a post on X has clarified, and I quote, the unfortunate plane crash that occurred in Afghanistan is neither an Indian scheduled aircraft nor a non-scheduled or charter aircraft. It's a Moroccan-registered small aircraft. More details are awaited. That was some time back. More information has then come about. Time now to get you some sporting updates as well. Former champion Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty have lost the men's doubles final of the India Open Super 750 badminton tournament in New Delhi on Sunday. The third-seeded Kang Min Hyuk and Seo Sing Jae of South Korea defeated the Indian duo 15-21, 21-11 and 21-18. The Indian pair did manage to put up an extraordinary fight back in the third game, but the South Korean pair prevailed at the end. This is the third consecutive defeat in the finals of a tournament for Satvik and Chirag. Earlier, they'd lost the China Masters and the Malaysia Open. And that's all we have for this edition of DD India News Hour, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X as well as Instagram. And we'll be back with more news and updates as they break here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from out of Sierra Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.
जल्दी करो यार प्लीज जल्दी
दूसरा कोई मैच है क्या?